The strong representation by the governments of Nigeria and Canada at the 2019 Nigeria-Canada Investment Summit is evidence of the growing socio-economic ties between both nations. Shortly after the maiden summit in 2018, a critical mass of Canadian government officials and members of the business community came to Nigeria to explore the spectrum of value-added services and opportunities for trade and investment. These visits and presence of so many Canadians from the business community at the 2019 summit is a strong endorsement of the enormous potential in the relationship as observed by Nigeria's Vice President, Professor Yemi Oshibajo, and Director General, Central and West Africa, Global Affairs Canada, Tariq Khan.
We are determined not just to ensure that we keep to the plans that we put in place, but that we encourage all of our partners to work with us. In mining, our mining industry growth roadmap lays out the scale of our ambitions in this sector, and it goes beyond extraction and export. We intend to create a broad spectrum of value-added services by fully maximizing the abundant opportunities for mineral resource beneficiation, exploiting all of the possibilities in support services and support industries that will be nurtured around core mining activities. We're of course all very excited about the prospects evident in the Spring Fountain and the Bullion Mart collaboration, and we look forward to that coming into fruition. In the power sector, we believe that investment in renewable energy is bound to benefit from our focus, especially on off-grid and mini-grid options for delivering power to a very huge population and commerce. Our Energizing Education program, which is installing private solar power facilities in several of our universities, and our Energizing Markets program also, which is private solar in markets and economic clusters all around the country, have demonstrated that businesses are prepared to pay for regular power supply, and that this is a tremendous area of growth for renewable energy and for business and commerce in that respect. And that also, given the very high radiation all around the country, the solar option makes perfect sense. In agriculture and agribusiness also, there is tremendous prospect. Our government believes that the next few years are crucial for our vision of food security, and especially self-sufficiency in the production of several food and cash crops. But the whole agribusiness value chain is open for investment. The sheer size of our market now and in the immediate future and the export potential point inexorably to the importance of investment in this sector.
I am convinced that Nigeria is also an important future market that holds untapped opportunities for Canadian companies. Nigeria's young, dynamic, and entrepreneurial population means that there is a natural proclivity towards innovation. And this you can see in the country's booming tech industry and large ecosystem of tech hubs and startups. With Nigeria's recent decision to join the African Continental Free Trade Area and to seek greater economic integration with its neighbors, we can only expect more opportunities to emerge. Innovation is the key to our common future, as we know, in this fourth industrial revolution, and building human capacity in the growth sectors of the future is where we need to aim. So we're here today over the next couple of days to talk about how to support greater Canadian investment in Nigeria. In recent years, Canada has introduced a number of policies that favor greater trade and investment in emerging markets like Nigeria. With the shifting winds of international trade, our government has recognized the need to ensure that our export and our investment links are more diversified. For this reason, we have launched our trade diversification strategy. Canada has committed to investing $1.1 billion to help Canadian businesses access new markets, with the objective of increasing Canada's international exports by 50% by the year 2025. Within this policy, there is new attention being paid to non-traditional markets for Canadian companies, and that includes Africa. It is my hope that this new policy, combined with increasingly adventurous Canadian companies like we see here today, will mean more trade and investment with Nigeria. But protection is also essential for Canadian companies, and we are committed to concluding a foreign investment promotion and protection agreement with Nigeria. This will encourage investment and provide longer-term certainty for our investors.
The High Commissioner of Nigeria to Canada, Adeyinka Ashekun, is impressed with the journey so far, as the foundation and supporting structures of the summit are yielding remarkable outcomes.
The NCIS, as we call it, can be viewed as a product of the Economic Diplomacy Initiative of the Federal Ministry of Foreign Affairs, which seeks to support the economic growth and recovery plan of the federal government of Nigeria. A key plank of the EGRP is diversification of the nation's economic base, in which we seek to move away from an over-dependence on oil. And the sectors under focus for both NCIS 2018 and 2019 underscore this point very clearly. In NCIS 2018, to a large extent, was an audacious undertaking, if I say so myself, born out of the deep conviction that there is scope for considerably more depth in the commercial relationship between Canada and Nigeria. Not much is known about Nigeria by Canadians, as I found out, and that which is known is not likely to attract investment, I can assure you. So we brought 43 Canadians to Nigeria, and one memorandum of understanding was signed, a $1 billion MOU between Spring Fountain Infrastructure of Nigeria and Bullion Mart of Toronto in Canada. This MOU is expected to have far-reaching positive effects on the development of the gold mining industry in Nigeria.
The two-day summit put together by the Nigeria High Commission Canada in collaboration with the Nigeria-Canada Investment Summit team focused on opportunities in agriculture, energy, mining, education, health, housing, and the ease of doing business in Nigeria.